The city's better when the Red Sox are good, fun, entertaining. And it's better when the ballpark, and maybe this is the bigger discussion with the Red Sox, the ballpark was back.
Yes.
And Cora was talking about
Red
this
Sox fans.
after the fans are back. They're
the
into
team
it.
fans were at Fenway Park.
And
which is great.
maybe it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It didn't get overrun by Cardinals fans. I don't think. I mean, I'm sure there were plenty of them there.
No. I mean, certainly not opening day. We were down and around the ballpark on Friday.
Down and around.
Down and around.
Well, not there.
Well, we were at the cast.
We were down and around, yes.
We were down and around.
Yeah, no.
But we were walking around mingling on all the streets, all the famous streets that accompany Fenway Park.
Yes.
And I've also been down and around in years past where it's like, oh, there's Mets fans. There's more Mets fans. Even like random teams.
We did a show.
Yeah.
Last
were you
summer
there for the
or
Dodgers parade?
Yes.
You were there for the Dodgers parade.
So they had a drone flying over a Dodgers parade.
Yeah, they had a victory parade.
On Lansdowne Street.
They stole a duck boat and they went right down Lansdowne.
I mean, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen at Fenway Park.
No, this was not that. I think I saw like a Cardinal jersey. Everything else was wall-to-wall Red Sox. And then you can hear it in the park too. You know, whether you're listening on the radio or you're watching it on TV, you can hear it. And there are certain times where there are certain cheers and you're like, wait a minute, like that was a double for the Cardinals. Why is everybody going crazy? You're like, oh, that's because it's overrun by Cardinals fans. Now, it's Series 1, but I think there was still probably some question going into it. Like, all right, what is this going to look like? And so, yeah, no, that definitely helps. And to your point, too, about it just helps when the Red Sox are good. Yeah, they play for 6.5 months or whatever. So for most of the year, you have a game on every single night. And when they're good, great. It's something to throw on. It's something to listen to. And it's something to keep track of all season long. Whereas the last couple of years, I think we were into it. Maybe we weren't as excited as we are now, but we were into it right up until the trade deadline.
Yeah.
And then we were out. And then you're like, all right, when's preseason football start? And this feels like a year where it's not going to be that. You know, it's going to be preseason football starts. That's nice, but the Red Sox are good.
And like you just said, I think you summed it up best. Red Sox fans are back. The ballpark was back. The team is back. And that legitimately feels different. Now, same caveat that everybody threw out when Devers was ice cold to start the year. It's early. It's only 20 at bats. It's a small sample size. Okay, you guys were right about Devers. I was wrong. I was barking up the wrong tree. But I'd say the same thing about the homestand. Like, it's only 3 games. It's the opening weekend. But that, just comparing it apples to apples to the opening weekends the last few years, it felt different. And this offseason felt like there was more excitement around the team. And it does just go back to pretty simple. John Henry showing interest in the team. John Henry spending on the team. Whether it was Bregman this offseason, trading for Crochet, even last week, extending Crochet, extending Christian Campbell, Meyer and Anthony on the precipice of returning to the big leagues. They had a monster weekend as well. They sweep the Cardinals. They get a walk-off win early yesterday with the rain out sandwiched in between. They score a bunch of runs on Friday when we're down and around the ballpark. They score even more runs last night. And so that feels legitimately different, and it's nice because the last time the ballpark was crazy, the last time the team was good, the last time people were into it was 2021, and even then I think that snuck up on everybody.
Kind of surprising.
Late in the year. That wasn't all year long. That was late in the year. The ballpark was insane. And this felt the closest to that it's been in a long, long time.
Yeah, this one, you have the expectations being up there, and it's so far super early. They've only played 10 games, but it feels like it's being met because they do have a lot of entertaining players. One of the issues with baseball is, you know, not a lot of guys to either market or not a lot of guys that are must-see. And Red Sox have some of those guys. Like when you go up and down the lineup, it's almost a tough out top to bottom. Garrett Crochet is the only must-see starting pitcher that they have. But you look around the majors, not every team even has one of those guys. And so he's going again tonight, making his 3rd start. He was lights out, one of his best career starts.
I think they're going Fitz tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I think the rain delay screwed things up. Apologies to Dave, who was in attendance on Friday.
Yeah, right. He goes, tomorrow.
He goes, who's starting on Monday? I go, I think you're lined up for Crochet. And he was stoked.
He was pumped.
He was very pumped because of the rain.
I hate to be the bearer of bad
You're no
tidings.
longer getting Crochet. Apologies.
So if you have the Tuesday tickets, you just cashed in. So he'll be on the mound tomorrow. But no, I mean, there really aren't a lot of pitchers across baseball that you feel that way about. And so the Red Sox have one of those guys, plus a bunch of guys that can hit the snot out of it. And so, yeah, this is the makings of a good, fun team that's going to be, I think, entertaining, but also winning. And usually those things are hand in hand. But, you know, just because you can hit a bunch of home runs, if you're 81-81, it's not as entertaining. But this feels like a team that's going to be closer to that 90-win total competing for playoffs.
So I think the ballpark the fans being back, the team being good, the Red Sox being back, if you will. I think that's the story of the weekend. Already, you look up at the standings. They're a half game out of first. That's after their 1-4 start, where we're all, specifically me, panicking. They've won 5 in a row. They have the second best run differential already in the American League, although there's not a lot of positive run differentials. And winning 18-7 will boost that quite a bit. But already, it's like you're neck and neck with the Yankees again. Boom, one homestand. Turn that whole thing around. So you can jump in all day long, 617-779-7937. It's how you get in touch with Jones and Keefe. Here on WEEI, you can interact, Twitter and Instagram, at Jones and Keefe. You can watch along and chat, twitch.tv/Boston WEEI. Always a healthy chat going on there. And subscribe to YouTube, or watch on YouTube, rather. Just subscribe to WEEI. It is a mock draft Monday. Woo! We'll get to the latest mock draft involving the Patriots. We have Pat's thoughts. We have Bruins/hockey thoughts with Ovechkin passing Wayne Gretzky. We have Celtics/Marcus Smart thoughts. He didn't play last night.
Oh, what happened?
But he still made his presence felt. So we'll get to all of that all day long. But we're starting Red Sox here today. Beyond the fans and the generic team success on the field, Keith. Sweep, bunch of runs, back in business in the AL East. What was the story of the weekend?
Probably Devers. I mean, Devers has to be the story of the weekend. Devers made himself the story of spring training, and then that carried over into the first series of the season, first series and a half of the season, where he was putting up historically bad numbers. So as hot as he is now and as great as it is to see, he was at 1.0 for 20 to start the year with 15 strikeouts.
Yeah.
So the fact that he dug himself out of that and did it so quickly, I think he has to become the story. And go back to what Alex Cora said right in the middle of those struggles, where he's like, hey, it's not the shoulder and it's not being a DH. Like, he'll figure it out. And you and I were making fun of those guys for highlighting a good foul ball that he had. We're like, this is a major leaguer. You're talking about a great foul ball? Well,
yeah, touche.
Right after that,
Cora.
Next time I hear you say that, I'm going to believe it a little bit more. That's on me. Egg on my face. That foul ball did mark the sign of a turnaround from Devers, because you can see when he is locked in how different the lineup can be. Because we kind of, I've pointed out the MVP finishes and like, is he really a $325 million guy and this, that, and the other thing? But he has been 30-plus homers, 100 RBI multiple times. And so if you can pencil that in, 30 home runs, 100 RBI, along with the addition of Bregman, hopefully a healthy year from Casas and Story, like that is a pretty scary-looking lineup.
So on Devers, everybody who said he'll get out of it was right. I mean, you guys were right. I was wrong about that. Do we let Devers off the hook for how he treated spring training?
No, that's a brutal start, but hopefully it's one of those things like, a guy in the NFL is bad week 1 or 2 and then just like tears it up. And you're like, yeah, I wish you were kind of more ready. I don't know why you didn't take spring training or preseason more seriously than you did. Whatever. Like, we're here now. There's a ton of games still left to be played. So if we get more of this than we get of that, then we'll be okay.
Yeah, so ultimately I agree with that.
No, I think the criticism in the moment is still 100% justified. And it's just, we did talk about how baseball is a marathon. Nobody said he was going to hit a $190 all year. We're like, he might hit 10 points less than he normally does.
I was worried about a down season, but I was a little encouraged when we read through all the numbers that ESPN had, Dave Schoenfield, with most of the established players who got out of the funk.
They did.
Whether it was Craig Biggio or Don Baylor or whomever,
Evan
Drew even. Yeah, exactly. All those guys wound up digging their way out of it. 617-779-7937. This is a good text when it relates to Rafi Devers. We're all the idiots who called and said trade Devers. You know the phone number. You can dial us up
Give us a
on
shout.
that. The other story independent of Devers, because I agree, it would be him. Abreu, I don't...
Guy's a stud.
I mean, it's a guy that I was ready to move on from and trade for starting pitching in the offseason. Between the hitting, which was great, walk-off hit early yesterday, home run on Friday, another monster game last night.
I mean, he won the opener, the season opener for him.
Correct.
Yeah.
He won the home opener, you mean? Yeah.
Well, no, he won, I'm saying, but...
Oh, on the first...
both.
You're right. The first game of the year.
The first game of the year,
Yes,
I mean, he was the only guy, and then they went on that losing streak, but their first one of the year, he was the only one doing anything at the plate.
And on top of it, he has the absolute missile from right field, chucking out whoever it was at third base.
Gold glove.
So... I'll tell you, Abreu to me would be, if not the top story, he's right there neck and neck
most
with
slept
Devers.
on Red Sox
easily
for the last 2 months, and it's not even close.
And for him, he needed to do it.
Yep.
He needs to do it because Roman Anthony is knocking on the door in AAA. So you can jump
There's
in.
a spot for Anthony, and it's not Wilyer Abreu's
It's
spot.
not his. That's true. You can jump in 617-779-7937.